before DocHub, we basically had MacroPlant, and we released a whole host of different apps, mainly in the iPhone transfer segment. When we were doing that, we learned quite a bit. So, we had apps that were running, I guess whenever we were developing, our app, then we were making the app for, Mac and Windows, and, each platform required a completely different code base. And that was basically a huge pain point for us. So with DocHub, one of the things that we were, have been looking forward to and enjoyed, I guess, through the duration of this project is, we basically have a single code base that does, mobile, it does Mac, Windows, for mobile, our website is fully responsive. If we wanted to wrap our app into a wrapper and actually have it as a desktop app or a something that you can install on your iPhone, we can do that just with the website. Though I'm not sure if that's actually the direction we're going to take, but one of the key things that we've done really well is just a single clean code base. How else have we been able to have a platform that does as much as it does with 10 people? I don't know. We work pretty hard. Most of the time I actually am so in the, in the trees and stuff that I actually don't take enough time to look at the strategic vision. So actually, I guess that's, one of the things that I think this will help with. But yeah, backing up a little bit though, one of our biggest goals is business acquisition. So, we have, millions of individual users. And, if you look at where those individual users are coming from, we've got over 10,000 Costco users, and, 10,000 of, a bunch of other different companies, but they're not actually paying us because, we don't really have, we haven't built up, any sales infrastructure or marketing or, that kind of stuff. So when people ask us hey, we want to sign up our entire company, it's, going to be hundreds of licenses. We haven't really known exactly what to do with that. So that's, one of the things that we're looking forward to with airSlate. And I know you guys have, I think you guys have, deals in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, a year range, and even more than that now. And I think our biggest annual fee is maybe $10,000 a year. So, but in terms of what we're actually delivering to our customers, we're actually delivering quite a bit to them. So, we just, pricing is, definitely a weak point. And that's something that, I think you guys do very well over at airSlate. Looking at all the workflow and, bots that are on airSlate, just, adding in that type of, workflow stuff into DocHub and integrating it there. That stuff's exciting. You guys have an API development team. And, I think you guys are going to start pretty soon on building out the DocHub API. And all this stuff we would eventually get to, but I think, going at the rate that we've been going would take years. So yeah, we're looking forward to accelerating the process. So we did a full process, is what the investment bank called it. There are a lot of interesting companies out there. The direction for DocHub, it could have gone, a different way had we gone with somebody else. And I think, we actually landed, with the best, company for us, with, airSlate, and not just because of the money. The other companies that are out there are mostly B2B, and very little B2C experience. PDF Filler has a ton of B2C business. and has developed that into the B2B segment, which is basically what we're looking for. And I think that's where we're going to have the most value added. There are companies all over the spectrum, and I can't disclose names, but some of them weren't really involved at all in the document signing space. We wanted something that was a strategic benefit. If we wanted to just raise money or do a financing round, we could have raised capital anywhere, and we probably actually would have gotten a much higher valuation had we gone that route. But that doesn't seem really exciting to us. Other companies, there's a few out there who basically build their own PDF editor. They have their own core platform, but they don't have any user base. If we'd merged that route, I think we would have lost a lot of the essence of what DocHub does. I think we landed somewhere where we get to keep our legacy and build upon it and improve it with all the resources of airSlate, and we're excited for that. Yeah, the market has been a wild ride. So, and our timing, this is kind of a once in a lifetime timing. So it's either now or maybe like we could revisit this in 5 years or something. But when we started this process, DocuSign was worth like 5 times more than it was. There's a couple other publicly traded comparables, Foxit, and then Nitro. I don't think anyone's ever seen anything like this. You have public visibility to them, and they're just falling apart. So that definitely added a little bit of pressure to the deal. I think by the time that airSlate and DocHub end up actually going public or getting liquidity here, I think we'll be in a great spot, and I think the market will have recovered too. Like the users that we're going after historically, I think haven't really been the same segment. As far as complementary, I think both products have a ton of features that the other ones don't, and we're working out how to best integrate that. And our main focus with DocHub has basically been on really just like the Gmail integration. The whole point that we sort of launched from was basically back in late 2013. I wasn't happy with any of the signing options out there, and I just wanted to sign a PDF in my Gmail. So that's kind of been primary focal point for us. So we basically want to have the best product out there for signing a PDF in Gmail, and then we also want to have a very generous free trial. It allows people to spread through word of mouth, and then most people would probably rather just print the document and sign it manually and then scan it back than pay for $100 a year license. So we figure if they're not going to pay for it, we'll just give it to for free, and maybe they'll spread the word or come back and pay later. So there've been like sort of waves of things that we're focusing on. Like a few years ago, we spent like an entire year just on scaling. So we've optimized our hardware infrastructure so we can scale to 15,000 people on the website at a time, making like an insane number of documents in a given day or in an hour. That's been one of the challenges. Another then security is another one, and compliance is another one, and we've made a ton of progress with those, and that's actually one of the things that we're also looking forward to with you guys is, you guys are HIPAA compliant, and
Yeah.
so yeah, actually not all the other people that we were looking at were. I think we're very close to finishing up our compliance stuff. And yeah, what other challenges? Just maintaining everything. I guess like from a design standpoint, there's a ton of features in DocHub. We basically want to have a very simple looking user interface that doesn't overwhelm people. And so that's been one of the hard things that I think we still have work to do. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So, like basically right now we have we only have one pricing plan, and it's targeting for consumers. If what we've been working towards is adding tiered pricing. So if you're using more features, you're going to pay more for that. And I think adding tools from all of airSlate's ecosystem, I think is going to be tremendous for helping us bring actual value, like real value to a tiered pricing plan. Like I want to actually have like real value delivered to people for more. If we're going to charge more, we need to deliver more. The thing that we're working on right now, which is actually a little bit more complicated than we thought it would be. I honestly had no idea how everyone's gonna take the acquisition. Everybody at DocHub got some form of equity or a bonus or stock options, I guess, when the acquisition happened. So I think they were all happy about that. But I wouldn't have been surprised if one or two people had just been like, okay, now I got my payout, I'm gone. But actually, it's been the opposite, where I think everyone's actually very excited for the change. And me especially, I've been entrepreneuring, I guess. Like I've been working at a 10-person company since or 10-person or less company since 2008. So it's been like 14 years of half of my career here at a tiny company. So this for me, this is fun. Going into Slack and there's literally 100 times more people there than there was like a couple months ago. And I think everyone else is excited about that too. There are definitely some adjustments that we're making. Every now and then I definitely vent about things that I disagree about, like some of the marketing stuff is one of the things that we need to get to too, and we're actually looking forward to your marketing team doing some stuff. We definitely need a marketing page refresh. I mean, I guess there's a lot of stuff that I think is going to indirectly grow our product just by taking a lot of stuff off my hands. So like all the finance stuff, finance, accounting, like hiring people. When you're a 10-person company and you have to hire somebody, hiring is like it's a full-time. I mean, it is a full-time job. We have HR people. It's fantastic to like have HR people who can actually go and do the work to it's I mean it is a ton of work to put all that stuff together. Just taking all that miscellaneous stuff off our plate, and then finding like basically like sub projects, whether that's like a mobile app or like the API, and then just we can basically be almost entirely hands off on it. Marketing. I think airSlate and Sign Now have tremendous home pages, landing pages, all that stuff. Our support, our support guys are great. They've done email support, for a long time. But to bring like chat support or phone support, I think is critical to getting the business to business workflows. The higher value customers are gonna want to make sure that you're a real company, and I think that's something that you guys will enable us to offer. There's a lot of similarities in terms of development infrastructure, and just from a technical standpoint, I think we're all kind of learning about what works and what doesn't. And I think like one example is just our database. We were on like I think MySQL 5.7, and that was actually almost an identical database to what I think PDF or airSlate are running on some of their stuff. We pushed forward and moved to the next generation there, and just in figuring out what it took to make that happen. Maybe we can bring some of that expertise over to airSlate when they want to move their database over to the next thing. Yeah, right now we're just we're still getting set up. The A/B testing stuff is going to be really interesting. Now that we're finally getting that set up, and I've actually come up with our first A/B test, which actually I'm actually interested to see what happens. So it's like basically there's a upgrade button on DocHub, and it won't appear unless your account is over 1 day old. Mm-hmm. So my question is like if what would happen if that button was there on from the moment that you signed up, versus mm-hmm. if we keep it the way that it is. And so hopefully we'll be able to address that with the A/B test. And then there's also just different styles for that button. So I think I've made it much prettier, and I'd like to see how that plays out. So that's something that I guess Boria kind of pushed us to implement, and I kind of described ourselves as the A team because we didn't need a B test. But yeah, anyway, I think it'll be interesting to see how it works out, and I think once we get the hang of it, there should be some value there. We're gonna figure out how all these different platforms interact with one another, and I don't know exactly how that's. I don't know if anyone has the full master idea of how to seamlessly integrate all four of these brands. We need to unify the user accounts, and we need to unify the billing plans. So like it should be like if I go on one of these platforms, I should be able to like maybe the base pricing plan only gets like DocHub, and then the master, the high tier or whatever, gets everything from everything, and it should be centrally managed. So mm-hmm. I guess that's something that we need to figure out, because we're doing some stuff with payments too. We're going to add PayPal as another payment option. Mm-hmm. One thing to take a look at too, are the reviews. Okay. If you go to the workspace.google.com in the marketplace, we obviously there's a couple of ones who aren't that happy, but other than that, the reviews, people actually really like DocHub. If you go down through enough of them, people will say that it's like a lifesaver and saves their life right now. So go into the Google Workspace Marketplace. You type in like signed PDF or something. We come up number one. And if you look at the other ones, we're a 4.5. And so DocHub actually, we actually acquired a precursor app, PDF Zen, in 2013, and the only thing we use from it is actually the integration here. And so there's actually the first, like, I think, how many reviews do we have? We have like 15,000 reviews, but the first 1,000 reviews are all almost, they're almost all 1-star reviews, because that was actually not our product. That was the previous product. So this, I guess Boria focuses on making a company that, you know, generates a lot of money. I focus on making a company that, you know, gets, you know, a high number of stars out of 5.